Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm referred to as the Big Game Hunter because I've been hunting down leaders and staff for organizations for more than 40 years. I'm doing another morning Periscope session designed to answer questions from job hunters to help you land your next situation well. So, hey, thanks for joining, folks. Appreciate you coming on board. I'm going to be answering questions about job search here. And if I have shy people, there's the first question. Terrific. Answering the question, tell me about yourself. Great. So there's a pretty traditional answer to that question. If someone had just, I'm sorry I didn't catch the name as it ran by, but someone asked me, how do you answer the question, tell me about yourself? I have two ways of doing it. And there's a basic way and there's a more advanced way. The more advanced way builds on the basic one. So here's the basic one. So tell me about yourself and what you've been doing professionally. Well, I've been in the field now for 3 years, and for the last 2 years I've been working for so-and-so where I've been responsible for, and then you give them a quick summary of what you've done that relates to what they're looking for. You emphasize those points from your most recent employer. Before that, I worked for so-and-so where I did this and that and this and that. Terrific. And you keep your answer to about 30 to 45 seconds. That's a basic answer to it. Here's the more advanced one. So it's the same question, the same answer, but then you add on one extra piece to it. And here's the piece you add on. But I'm sure you hear that from people all the time. Most people answer this question in pretty similar kinds of ways. But what makes me different, and then you start talking about the ways that you're a little bit different than the other people that you're talking to. Excuse me, I had to touch my nose. I'm getting over a cold. Every once in a while I have a scratch, excuse me. So what makes me different is, and you talk about the ways that you're a little bit different than the others that they might be talking with. Maybe it's that you help your firm save X number of dollars or make X number of dollars. Maybe it's you took a project over that had been considered doomed and you rescued it. Whatever it is, talk about the differences between you and other individuals. So that's the way I would answer that kind of question. Let's see. Any other questions someone has? Cool. How might you use Instagram as part of a job search? It's funny, I host a podcast called Job Search Radio. It's on Web Talk Radio. I've been doing it for just a little less than 2 years now. And Job Search Radio is a 30-minute interview show that talks about, we cover a lot of things in job search, and I interview people weekly. I did a recent interview that's going to be going live next week with a woman named Holly Bunn. And she talked about some ways to use Instagram and Pinterest as part of your job search. Instagram, I thought was really interesting because I tended not to think of Instagram as part of a job search. But she spoke about following firms and regramming their posts to call attention to yourself. And then when you wind up in a situation where they might be putting out a message, and this is ideal for people in the graphics fields. So you hear that they're launching a new campaign. What you do is you create a version of a campaign for them, and then you share it as on Instagram, and then you use hashtag, what we used on the show was Coca-Cola. Hashtag Coca-Cola. This is what I would do for you if I were involved with your campaign. Hashtag recruitment, hashtag recruitment 2015. We're in 2015, quite obviously. Hashtag graphic design. Use hashtags to call attention to yourself and to your work as you put illustrations up above it. Remember, Coca-Cola is also looking for people, and they're following hashtags in order to get people's attention. So or to connect with people themselves. And where they start is with the people that are following them. So start following firms that you're interested in working for, and it'll go a long way toward helping you connect with these organizations that you're interested in. I have time for one more question. Anyone else have a question for me? Come on, come on, come on. I'm just looking for a message from someone. Otherwise, oh, there's one. LinkedIn. What mistakes do people make on LinkedIn? Okay. I can't cover all of them because there's just so many mistakes people make. Here's a couple that are obvious to me. You make it hard for people to reach you. Now, here's the classic mistake. And I understand if you're not looking for a job, you wouldn't want to do this. But if you are looking for a job, here's an obvious thing that you can do. And that is put your contact email address and phone number in the summary area of your profile. This way, a firm that is not paying for that super expensive LinkedIn recruiter package can connect with you easily and call you about a job. Real easy, right? I see some dumb photographs. That space underneath your name doesn't do a good enough job of selling you. Remember, your LinkedIn profile, you need to think in terms of search engine optimization and using SEO to have your profile rise up to the top of people's choices. So SEO your your LinkedIn profile, just like you would a website. Look for terms that others would be looking for to find you. Want to know what those terms are? Go to a site like Indeed. Find is that there are common terms that these sites will automatically fill in as you start typing them. And those are definitely terms you want to emphasize in your profile, so that this way you can draw attention to yourself and make it easy to be found. One last one, and this one I just heard. So if you're out of work, do not change your profile to having a completion date. And the reason is that LinkedIn has a bias toward people who are currently working over people that aren't. If you show that you are not currently working, your profile will slip down to like page 3 or 4 versus the ones that are currently working, which will be on the top. So that's my answer to the last question for today. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but it'll be sometime in the morning before 8:30, 9 o'clock. So hope you found this helpful. Hope you come back for more. Hope you have a great day. Take care. Why are we doing that? I'm sorry, folks.